Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. My name is Candi if you're new here, and I am a part-time reseller on POSHMARK and eBay and sometimes Depop and a very tiny bit on Curtsy now. I just put a few items on there to see how that would go. But I have the end of the month report for March. So I have 20 sales to go over from March 16th to March 31st. And then I have my month end totals to share with you guys. I am a little bit behind. Today is April 15th. So we're already halfway through the month and I should be doing April sales reports, but I'm just really behind. So I'm trying to catch up and I'm just going to jump in and start right away sharing with you. So let me lower my little bubble here. If you like to see me, I'm going to keep the bubble on the screen just because I know some people like to still see the person talking. So this first item, I just realized I closed. Okay, let me open that back up because I just realized I accidentally clicked X marked on my sales reports. Let me get back into that real quick. Oh, goodness sakes. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I just realized I clicked the X instead of like the next tab. So let me just get this one to open back up. It's just so slow though. And then I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to close this one out. Okay. Great. So hopefully, let me just get to the right month again. March. And I purpled out like the top half of the month because those are the ones I've already shared on my previous video. So if you haven't seen that and you were interested, feel free to go back and watch the beginning of March. Okay. So hopefully I won't click the X button this time. So the first item is this Lucky and Blessed top women's small southwestern, and I put shirt dress because it was very long. So you could wear it as a tunic top or you could wear it kind of as a mini dress. And I put sunset, colorful, and autumn. I don't know. I just put random keywords. And then I did put autumn most likely because it was, I think I posted it in the fall because typically I'll put those keywords. Let's see. I posted it in April, so I'm not really sure. But sometimes I don't know. Sometimes maybe because the autumn was coming and maybe somebody that was looking at the beginning of summer for the next season. I guess that could have been why. So I did get this at Goodwill March 20th of last year and I paid $9.99. So I should not have bought it for that much, but I did pay that much for it. And I posted it April 29th of 2024 to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on March 18th. It sold for $20, so I only earned a profit of $6.01. So that is one of those items I know not to pick up. I just thought it was so colorful. Here's a sort of a stock photo of somebody wearing it as a dress. And I thought, this was just one of those really pretty, colorful Southwestern vibe that somebody out there might really enjoy, that sort of a vibe. Yeah, it just didn't sell the way I thought it would. So it was 100% cotton. It had great material. Like everything about it was really nice. So I just thought it would go for more than it did go for. The next item is this Express Crochet Petite Sweater Crew Neck, teal blue, size small. And I got this from a donation, so I didn't actually invest in this. And as you can see, I flat laid this. It wasn't on a hanger, so I never even got around to hanging it up and taking new photos of it. It's been sitting for a long time, so I did get this from my original donation when I first started reselling. A friend gave me a bunch of stuff and this was one of the items. So I had zero invested in it and I posted it on Poshmark August 24th of 2022. And then I posted it on eBay November 29th of 23 and it still sat for another year plus. And it finally sold on Poshmark on March 18th for $11 and I earned a profit of $8.05. And it probably would have sold faster if I had pulled it out of the box, hung it up on a hanger, like took the wrinkles out, and then like got really good photos of it because it was a really cute, I think it was a really cute, really pretty color. and just a nice, like, you know, that like open knit style design with the material. You can kind of see right here a little bit, but it is what it is. It was also 100% rayon. It was stretchy. Like, it was just a really nice material. That's why I left it, even though the brand was Express, but I went ahead and just left it in my closet. I had zero invested, so I had nothing to lose. The next item is this Wild Fable sequin mini skirt, women's medium purple blue, and I put Mermaid Core, Club, and Rave as the like keywords. And so there's the tag there, and it was just a really one of those fun skirts that have like the shiny, like kind of like a fish scale effect going on. And so I did think it resembled kind of that mermaid core aesthetic, even though it wasn't like all the way down with the little flare at the end, but it just kind of gave it that vibe. So it was a fun vibe. And I did get this from Goodwill on, let's see, February 5th of this year, and I paid $6.99. I just thought it was so fun that somebody out there might really like that. So I posted it on February 27th to Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. And this one sold on eBay on March 18th, and it sold for $24.30. And that gave me a profit. After my initial investment in sales fees, I earned $12.63. So a little bit of a better flip, but if I had got it at the bins, that would have been even better. This next item is this Ted Baker Mole, is I think the style name, and thin knit sweater top, and it was a women's, like the way that they had it listed. Let me see if I can find it. It's listed as a women's one. But I put US size 4 on here because the 1 does not equivalent to a US size. And then I put novelty bird and glitter. It was a really pretty, it was just a nice thin. It was very small and skinny. So definitely for those little petite smalls. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And as you can kind of see on this sleeve right here, that it was like metallic-y, glittery, kind of woven into the fabric. And I just thought that was so pretty. So I went ahead and picked it up. I thought somebody out there was going to like that shirt. Even though it was a small, I just couldn't pass it up because how cute are those birds? Like, it's just so cute. It was 80% cotton and 11% metallized fibers, I think is how you say that, and then 9% polyamide. So it was just a fun one. That one I did get from Goodwill. I paid, whoops, I am going way off the page. I did get this from Goodwill on December 28th last year, and I paid $5.60. And I posted it to Poshmark at eBay on January 20th. It sold on eBay on March 19th, and it sold for $27. So I earned a profit of $16.90. The next item is this Vuori men's extra large Stratotech tank top in a blue. And then I put the little code there, that way if somebody like searches by the code, they could find it. It was in very good condition, excellent condition. There's the little logo patch, and then this one had the tag on it here, and you can see kind of that. Yeah, just a very basic. For whatever reason, these Stratotech tank tops do really well, and it was like 100% sell-through rate, and it sold very, very fast. So I picked this up on March 5th. So it sold in the same month, but I picked it up on March 5th at Goodwill, and I only paid $2.40, and I posted it March 20th on Poshmark, and I didn't even get it posted to eBay. I thought because of the high sell-through rate, I was like, I'm just going to put it on Poshmark for like a day or two, and then I'll post it on eBay if it hasn't sold. But I was right. It sold extremely fast on Poshmark, and this way I don't, because eBay seems to like to give me returns occasionally, and it's usually a return for fit and not for anything I did wrong. And I'm just like, I accept returns on eBay. I don't have a problem accepting returns on eBay, but I would prefer not to get the returns. So I was like, I'm just going to let it sit on Poshmark for a couple days and just hope it sells there first. And then if it didn't, I would put it over on eBay then. But it sold extremely fast, and it sold for what I wanted, which was $25, and I earned a profit of $17.60. So I thought that was a very good quick flip. I was really happy with finding that one. I think it was on the new rack when I walked into the store, so I was really happy I came at the correct moment in time. The next item is this Lululemon Tracker Shorts 4-inch lined black women's size 6. Zip pocket, running, and I put running, gym, and EUC. Not really sure, but somebody else had that, so I can't remember why I put it. I did the research, but now I don't remember why. But anyways, if you know, you can leave me a comment. But there's a little logo on the side, and I had to... Sometimes it's really hard with Lululemon. They have so many different styles that I go on the Lulu Fanatics website, and I browse for forever because I don't wear Lululemon. Like, I don't have anything against it. I just don't... Like, it's not something I've ever worn. But so, like, I'm not like an avid Lululemon like person that goes out, but I do pick it up when I find it if I think it's gonna sell. I just thought it's like funny because I go on and I'm like browsing and browsing for ages trying to find the exact, and I know there's codes. I'm not that ignorant that I don't know there's codes, but I'll put in a code and it doesn't come up with the exact one, and so like it's just annoying. Sometimes it's a little bit trickier to find when you're not as adept, but like there's the little like on the inside of like the pocket is the little circle. That was a really bad picture obviously, but the code's on there, so yeah. Anyways, but I was able to find it. It was the Tracker Shorts. I found these at Goodwill in January this year, January 24th. I paid $3.99, and I posted it February 12th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on March 21st. So it took about a month and 10 days, 15 days, a month and a half, and it sold for $20. I earned a profit of $12.01. The next item is this Bila Boho Peasant Pop Over Blouse Tunic and red, white. I just realized my little bubble's not moving, so I don't know what the deal is, you guys, with the bubbles not working. I don't know. Let me see if I do this. No. I don't know. I'm going to just sit here and be frozen on your screen. I really don't know, but my computer likes to max out the CPU usage, and then it's like it freezes it. I don't know what's going on, or if it's just the program I use to record, but it's done this to me before, so I'm not really sure. But I am thinking I'm going to be building a new computer with this whole Windows 10 going away soon. So my husband's been helping me because he likes to build computers, so he's going to help me like build a new computer, and I definitely will make sure it's going to work a lot better for future videos. So this is a Bila Boho Peasant Pop Over Blouse Tunic, red, white, floral bell sleeve, size extra large. There's the tag right there. And oh, and then the sleeves right there, you can see, so it's kind of like a short sleeve, but it had the bell and then the little ruffle accents kind of flared out a little bit. So cute. And I saw this at a store, and it definitely gave it more of like Christmas vibes, but it also would be great in like the summertime. And so I was like, somebody out there is gonna really like this style. Is very popular. So I grabbed this December 28th, right after Christmas this last year, and I paid $4, and it was posted on January 21st to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on March 24th, so it took 2 months. It sold on eBay for $17.99. I earned a profit of $10.45. So a fairly quick flip. This style really helps it. The next item is this vintage Avon 1973 Calico Carpin Pal fragrance glaze, orange, 2-inch, and I put some fragrance because this is like a little lip gloss, basically like a little lip gloss fragrance thing that they were selling a long time ago before I was even born. But you can see how on the back it says Avon, and then it says fragrance glaze. And so, but this came from my mom, so it was, I had nothing invested into it, and I thought about keeping it, but it's just another trinket. It didn't really mean much to me. Like, it wasn't something that I like really wanted when I was little or anything, but that I remember. And my mom basically gave me a bunch of stuff. Just, she always says, oh, you can sell it. You don't have to keep it. So I went ahead and sold it. I put it on eBay only, and I put it on eBay on September 11th of 24 last year. It finally sold on March 25th, and it sold for $12.60. I earned a profit of $9.86. Let's see. The next item is this Big City Sweater Women's Medium Red Bubble Sleeve Relaxed Fit. And I put short and boxy on here. And it was just a really nice, this came from a donation. So I had $0 invested. It was 100% cotton. And I just thought that this, like, it's not like cable knit, but it had a lot of like unique knit qualities that I just thought somebody out there would really like that particular style. The sleeves were kind of like a little bit of a wider bubbly sleeve. And so I went ahead and posted this. Here's like the back of it. So I posted this on, let's see if I can move it over. Let's see. I posted it on Poshmark and eBay October 29th last year, and it sold on Poshmark on March 25th. It sold for $16, so I did earn a profit of $12.80. So I really like getting the donations from people that I know, just because it helps save on my costs, and I earn a little bit of money off of each one. The next item is this Old Navy camisole women's large blue white lace trim buttons Y2K cami. And I did hear Kaylee Elaine go back a little while back talking about the Y2K style lace trimmed camisole like tank tops. And so I had seen a bunch at a store. I've seen a lot since, but I did go through and pick up, there's a little flaw right there, a little tiny spot. But I did go through and pick up several, because the next time after I'd seen that video, I had gone out shopping or sourcing anyways, and I went out and I had seen a bunch of them, so it was fresh in my mind, and so I picked a bunch of them up. I still have a few for sale, but they've slowly been selling, but definitely probably missed the mark on that one, but eventually I know they'll sell. It's just going to take a lot longer. So this I picked up on at Goodwill on August 24th last year, and I paid $2.99. I posted it October 10th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on March 26th for $15, and I made a profit of $9.01. The next item is this Adore Me women's swim bottoms. I put bottom only, blue, pink, floral, size large, and just what you see, very basic swim bottoms, and they were in like excellent, pretty much like brand new condition. Like, I don't think anybody really wore these, even though I mean, if they did, they wore it like maybe once, but there was no snags or anything going on with it. So this item I picked up at the Goodwill bins, and I picked it up on December 27th of 23. So over a year ago, and that was the time my average cost per item came out to $1 per item. And I posted it to Poshmark and eBay January 23rd of 24. So it finally sold over a year later. It sold on March 27th of 25 for $8, as you saw. I earned a profit of $4.95. And honestly, in the Goodwill bins, this was probably pennies. So even if I didn't say like I spent $1 per item and I just went by weight, I mean, I probably would have made a little bit more, maybe more like $5.50. I don't know. It wouldn't have been much more, but still, it's an easy, like a little flip that I can just throw in, load up, and then eventually it'll sell and I'll make a little bit off of it. The next item is this Maji bikini swimsuit swim top, and I put green, black, tropical floral, and it's reversible, which was pretty cool. But this brand I came across, I did research when I was at Goodwill, because I thought the swim top was super cute. And it had this unique tag, so I went ahead and like did a little search on this one. They do sell on their website for good money, like I don't remember exactly how much they sell for, but I want to say at least like $60, $70, $80 range maybe, brand new. So I thought, oh, this is a really cool. It might even be more, but I just think that it was a really fun. So here's the reverse of this. So you can kind of see it's like a neon green and black on the inside, and then the tropical on the outside. So it was just a really cool reversible style. I went ahead and picked that one up. I got it on May 25th last year at Goodwill, and I paid $2.99. I posted it to Poshmark and eBay on May 31st, and it sold on March 27th on eBay for $25. And I did accept somebody's offer just because I've had it sitting for a while. And I earned a profit of $17.50. The next item is this Chico's kimono sleeved poncho, tropical cover up, 100% silk. And it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, vibrant, colorful, tropical style. There's the 100% silk, size medium large Chico's. So it's just kind of like almost like a one size fits all, but more for medium large. And so this item I got at Goodwill on October 25th, and I paid $5.60. It posted it on November 8th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on March 28th. It sold for $25.20, which gave me a profit of $15.11. The next item is this Maurice's top. Let me get moved over. Here you go. So this was a striped, very nautical, but it's a striped, soft, lightweight, nautical open front jacket, size medium. And this one, I believe, was from a donation, but let me get back to that. The sleeves had that like rolled tab. It was like a soft knit, kind of like a thin sweatshirt material, and it's a little bit stretchy, and it had these fun like braided drawstrings for the hood. So it was just a really fun like popover style top. And I did get this from that original donation a long time ago. I've had this posted forever. I posted it on Poshmark on May 13th of 2022. And it sold on Poshmark March 28th of 25. It sold for $15. I earned a profit of $12. And after the lady did get this item, she did message me and asked if she could, basically trying to ask if she could return it for fit. And I just basically messaged her back and said that that's against Poshmark rules, that you are free to use my photos and reposh it, which is another reason I really like Poshmark, just because I don't get the returns for fit. So that would just be one of those reasons that I really like selling on Poshmark. The neect item is this Figs high-waisted Livingston scrub pants, women's medium, stretch straight gray. And so let's see, I think that the bottoms, yeah, there's a little bit of wear just at the very bottom heels right here. As you can see, it was mostly fine, but I did get a really good close-up there just to make sure that it was and I notated it in the comments. And then I looked up the style to get the Livingston style name, and it's just, Figs is a fairly good brand, but it all depends on the size and the style. It doesn't always sell, and I think that they haven't been selling quite as fast as they used to for me. But this one I got at Goodwill December 23rd. I paid $4.80. Posted it January 1st of this year to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on March 29th. And it sold for $24, which earned me a profit of $14.63. The next item is this Moral Fiber Cardigan Women's Medium Beige Crochet Knit Long Duster Open Front. I guess we put all those keywords in there for whomever's looking. But this is just a very like boho. I should put boho. That would have been a good one. It's probably in the, like down in my notes. I probably put, I put boho, hippie, earthy, and neutral, which are also some other good keywords to use. And so this one, it was used, but it still had like the little tag hanging, which I thought was interesting. I had literally just sold another Moral Fiber. It wasn't this exact one, but it was in the same like beige color, same general aesthetic. So when I saw this at the store, I went ahead and picked it up because I knew the first one did pretty well. And so I grabbed this one and it did sell. It just took a little bit. Even it's not the best material. It's 100% acrylics, but I think it's more about the style than it is the material. So definitely a fun one. So this item I picked up at Goodwill on, let's see, November 6th of 24 last year, and I paid $5.99. And I posted it on December 14th to Poshmark and eBay. So it took me over a month just to get it listed. It sold on eBay March 29th. Hold on, I'm yawning. It sold on March 29th for $22.10, and I earned a profit of $11.90. The next item was this. This was a pretty quick flip too. This is Nurture by Westbound Woman, and it was a 3X, so a good size. Pink embroidered peasant blouse, V-neck, tunic top, and it has this beautiful embroidery and has kind of those like puff sleeves with the little elastic at the end. And then the back of it, or here's the little tag if you like to see that. The back had this fun, like, on the upper section, it was like a little, like, cutout. What is that? It's not lace. It's, oh, wow, there's a term for this, but I can't think of it at the moment. But, anyways, I just thought that was a really fun one, and I think the embroidery on it really helps it. Also, pink is popular this year. Or there's a lot of people that just like pink like me. But that would be some of the reasons I picked it up. And I picked it up on February 5th this year. So it was a fairly quick sale. I did pay $7.99. And I kind of thought, you know, if nobody does buy this, it is a size that I would be able to wear. So I figured that it would just be something I could wear, worst case. So anyways, I picked it up and just posted it so I could see if it would sell. And it sold on March 6th. I posted it on March 6th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on March 30th on eBay for $19.79, and I earned a profit of $7.81. And that was because it was, the store I went to was $8 a shirt, so I probably won't be shopping at that store very often anymore, especially because I have found some new places to shop at. So there's a Goodwill that opened very close to me, and I tried out a new store, this St. Vincent de Paul. I didn't even know was there, but apparently they had moved locations and they reopened, so I'm so happy that I found them. I will have a new like a thrift show and tell coming up soon with all the items I picked up on that trip, so I can't think straight today. So anyways, I did earn, like I said, a profit of $7.81 on that shirt. The next item is Eloquii sleeveless blouse, women's size 24, Kelly green, and I put flowy career dress shirt tunic. So it was just a really nice kind of like wavy, flowy material. I don't know, like kind of like a chiffon, but not chiffon. I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like a thin, lightweight, semi-sheer. So this item I picked up at Goodwill. I do a lot of Goodwill shopping because there's not a lot of other options where I'm at. But I did get this at Goodwill, and these are all different Goodwills. Sometimes I'm going one direction, sometimes I go a different direction. So it's not always the same Goodwill store location, but a lot of the time it is Goodwill. So I picked this up at Goodwill on June 1st last year, and I paid $2.15. I do believe it was half price. And I posted it on June 17th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on eBay on March 30th this year. It sold for $16.20, and I made a profit of $10.70. And then the next item is a little bit different. This is a Good Dye Young Streaks and Strands semi-permanent blue ruin hair color. And I picked this up on the clearance aisle at Walmart for $1. I pulled it out and took a picture of the bottle, but anyways, it was just a blue semi-permanent hair color, and I bought it on October 11th. I posted it to Poshmark and eBay October 24th, and it sold on eBay March 31st. It sold for $9.99. I earned a profit of $6.71. I just thought that would be a good little flip. I did buy it because I thought maybe one of my daughters would possibly use it, but they both were not interested in it. So I went ahead and posted it. And then the next item is this New Balance Fresh Foam women's running shoes, 6.5, and I put blue, sky, pink, orange. And I did put the little like code on here for the model, I think it was. But these were in very good condition when I picked them up, and you can see them right here. Let's see. There's the Fresh Foam logo. And then in here, so one of these is like the style. The W means women's, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's women's. And then I'm still learning like how to do some of these, but the W I'm like 99% sure was women's, not wide. Because I did look that up because I wanted to make sure they weren't like a wide width or something like that. But the W meant women's, and if it doesn't have that W right there, then it would be a men's. And so that's a good distinction for New Balance if you're still new at this. And it was manufactured August of 22, so they weren't that old. And then I know to do like the bend test and all that fun jazz. So anyways, and I think this is one of these is like the style code, but I'm pretty sure I just Google lensed it, and that's how I got some of the styles. But it did have a little bit of wear right here, so I think that made it take a little bit longer to sell. They weren't in like excellent condition, but they were in pretty good condition overall, as you can see. I got these on December 23rd last year. I paid $6.40, and I posted it December 30th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark March 31st for $33, and I earned a profit of $20. And then the last item for the month was this Chico's Travelers top, and I put Chico's 1, and then basically size 8 to 10, royal blue blouse, floy, slinky, and packable. And and here's the photos. I thought it had a unique style with that little cutout kind of along the upper chest area. And then I put short sleeves. Here's the logo and the tag, the size tag. And it was just that really pretty peacock blue, royal blue color. And so this item I picked up at the Goodwill bins. Interestingly, I don't make it to the bins that often, but I would love to if it was closer to me. But the Goodwill bins, I went on November 2nd, and it was an average of $2.25 per item that day. And I posted it on November 15th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold March 31st on Poshmark, and it sold for $20. So I earned a profit of $13.75. So now we get to the fun part where I can go over my totals for the month. So out of all the items I sold this month, I had invested $129.25. My total gross came out at $964.06. And then you have, of course, the buyer's taxes off of eBay only. I don't put Poshmark on here because they put it, but it's not exactly the same way eBay breaks it down. And then my sales fees is $164.34. The total shipping fees, which was off eBay, but I only put it as I only put like a column just because if I do have to pay shipping for some reason, it goes there too. And then the total net after fees. So for the whole month, my profit came out to $488.38. So it wasn't quite my goal of at least getting a minimum of 500, but I was very, very close. I had a bunch of sales right in that last few days of the month, so I was really happy to get those. So anyways, that's it for this video, you guys. I'm sorry my little bubble is frozen, but thank you so much if you stuck around and watched, and definitely if you stuck around, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I will see you on my next video very, very soon. Thank you so much again. Bye.